for staying with us. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television, and we're reaching you from the capital of Rivers State and the oil-rich Niger Delta region of Nigeria, Port Harcourt, and that's where we are following and tracking every event, the details coming out from the big and crucial rerun election in Rivers State. It's a riverine area. Of course, we know the attribution in terms of the mindset of people, especially those who monitor and observe elections here, the kind of history that Rivers State has in terms of election. I've been talking with the director, Core Welfare and Inspectorate at the NYC headquarters in Abuja, Mr. Michael Hahile. Thank you so much for coming on the program. A lot of issues, riverine largely. We know just how sensitive this area is. Do all of your core members have life jackets?
Yes, all the core members who will serve as adult staff in riverine areas have life jackets. As you know, there are core members already serving in Rivers State. Some of them are already serving in the riverine areas. So they all have life jackets provided by INEC.
Logistics, how many of them have been taken to the field right as we speak now?
Today, what happened today was that they all gathered in the various local government areas where they are going to conduct the elections. And this evening, they are being taken to the various registration area centers, we call them RACs, where they will be camped tonight with the security agencies. And they will take off very early tomorrow morning to their various polling units where they will conduct the elections.
The incident of yesterday, I'm very sure you must have heard it in the news about the death of 2 military officers. Did any of your core members complain to you, maybe show their fears about this kind of situation, if in a situation where military officers were killed? Did they come to you to show any form of fear about their participation?
We did not compare any core member to participate in the elections. It is those that have volunteered to take part. And so no core member has come expressing fear or apprehension as a result of yesterday's incident. But as I have told you, our main job of the NYC by coming around is to ensure their security and welfare during the electoral process.
Is there any form of insurance for these young Nigerians?
Surely there is insurance from INEC, and there is also insurance from the part of the NYC.
What are the details of the insurance?
INEC will tell you the details. On the part of the NYC, we will tell the details when it happens.
Okay, with all of what we saw in the post-2011, and it saddens the heart of a lot of people, and you must have learned some lessons as an agency of government about the lives of these young Nigerians.
Sure, and that informed our reason for deploying NYC staff for this rerun election. We have deployed as many as close to 200 staff of the NYC who are on ground, along with the core members in the various local government areas where they will conduct the elections. And we have had series of meetings with security agencies. Yesterday, we paid a courtesy visit on the brigade commander. Today, we were in a security meeting with the AIG, and we have had series of security meetings and security preparations for this election. So we have no fear.
Okay, we'll take another moment, and when we return this time around, it's going to be a focus on what exactly the process is, and we get some perspective on the program. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
After several hours of sorting out the sensitive materials to be used by INEC for this Saturday's rerun elections, under the watchful eyes of political party agents, it's now time for the materials to be moved to the 23 local government areas in the state. Earlier, I spoke with some party agents, and this is what they had to say.
We are yet to take inventory of the materials we have on ground. I think after the sorting out LGA by LGA, the INEC officials responsible for this will now inform us as party representatives what they have on ground And we are here, based on our party instruction, to take the minutest detail of any materials we have on ground, so that we'll have their records because of the apprehension for which we have come to do this exercise with.
As a senatorial agent of my party, I've come to inspect the materials and also monitor the distribution of the materials, and I think everything is going on quite smoothly and accordingly. We must commend the process that adopted by the REC here. It's very effective, and there is no misunderstanding or disagreement about the process that is going on. I think all the parties are going along the way it should go.
The heavy presence of security personnel around the office of the electoral body suggests how important these elections are, not just to politicians but also to residents in Rivers State. The security agencies are giving assurances of a watertight security during the polls. Movement has been restricted between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on that day, and INEC says voting begins at 8 a.m. and will end at 2 p.m. The expectations of everyone is that all promises will be kept and the elections will be credible, free and fair. Emmanuel Erey, Channels Television News.
Thank you for staying with us. You've heard that the last minute deployment of materials from INEC office. We were there for several hours trying to monitor just what INEC is doing ahead of tomorrow. All of the sensitive materials, as we know and we've been told, being deployed to the different racks where there will be some onward distribution to the various polling units where they will be used for tomorrow. Don't forget, 3 senatorial districts in Rivers State will have the seats contested for, and in 12 federal constituency and 22 of the state assembly seats are going to be fought for. The major party is already talking tough about tomorrow, and you know what? The security operatives too are not relaxing about this matter. They are saying they are ready. Thousands of deployment from the police, hundreds of other deployment from other sister agencies of the security apparatus in Nigeria. They are saying that they will not allow any form of violence whatsoever. You heard a few days ago what the president said, that he will not allow any politician shed the blood of any Nigerian in the process of these Rivers rerun elections, and it brings to mind just the reasons why politicians, people kill themselves in the process of election. Rivers State has quite not had a very good record of in elections. It's always been some level of violence and killings in elections in the past in Rivers State. We'll be keeping tabs on what the situation will be and giving you all the details. You need to stick with Channels Television all through tomorrow, as we'll bring you all the details of the election tomorrow. Don't forget, 8 a.m. that's when the exercise we resume. It's quite a bit different from what we had. The experience INEC had made them to adjust the guideline just a little. What happened before was that the election would start at 8 a.m. and the accreditation start at 8 a.m. and ended at 12 at noon, and then the voting exercise will commence at 12:30, 1 p.m. and from there the voting will go on. But tomorrow, from what INEC has said, which seems to be the new dynamics into the elections in Nigeria, is that election proper, the old part of the election, simultaneous accreditation and voting. That is what INEC called it, and it will commence at 8 a.m. and it will end at 2 p.m. That means that if you go to the polls tomorrow, you get accredited, and immediately you will cast your ballot and put it into the ballot boxes provided at each of the polling units. Don't forget the use of the permanent voter cards and the card readers. These are all the essential parts of this election we are following right here on Channels Television. Huge and massive deployment from Channels also to cover this election, just to give you a sense of what exactly will be happening tomorrow. I've been talking with Mr. Michael Hahile. He's the Director of Core Welfare and Inspectorate at the NYC headquarters in Abuja. Finally, this has been huge. Do you think there's going to be a continued partnership with INEC, NYC and INEC in elections going forward?
Sure, there's going to be a continuous partnership between the NYC and INEC. After every election, NYC submits a report of the election to INEC, and both INEC and the NYC sit together to review the process, thereby plan for improvement. So the collaboration is going to be a continuous one.
Would you support also, a lot of people have called for the fact that for continuity, and so that INEC will not run into issues like not having enough ad hoc officials, just like they complained in FCT, that they pool in the pool of those whom they've trained, and they're able to recall them for subsequent future elections, those who will be willing, and in fact, if they had finished their 1-year mandatory service to the nation?
We don't have control over ex-corps members. We only have control over corps members. But in the past, INEC has been able to pull back those who have finished service. The only thing is that those ones are no longer under the authority of the NYC. Those that are still serving, we give them rules and regulations, and we tell them exactly what to do and what not to do. But those that have passed out, they don't operate under the rules and regulations of the NYC. But INEC is free to pull them as it has done in the past.
Michael Ahile, Director of Corps Warfare and Inspectorate, NYC headquarters in Abuja, talking to us about the major role the NYC, these young Nigerian graduates who are into the 1-year mandatory service to their fatherland, and they are going to be the bulk of the ad hoc officials for tomorrow's election. Many thanks for being such a great company on the program. It's a Friday edition of Politics Today on Channels Television, where we bring you all the details of the political and the major stories we are tracking right here on Channels Television. I'm sure Kimale. On behalf of the team here at Port Harcourt, the capital of Rivers State. Bye for now.